two more program points. The one is a panel, which is maybe not the right word, anyway, a bunch of people, as you've seen before, talking. And then at the very end, before the final words, a presentation which has not been in the program. It's kind of a surprise. Gentlemen whom you all know, I'm not going to say so much. So before we start this panel, especially since we have a little bit of time for that, I would like to try to get some feedback from you, from the audience. So what you thought about the program, how it made, what thoughts it induced, and the question overall is, what are your wishes as young people for the future? And I will go with the microphone down and hope that I have volunteers who will make some comments. And we take that as a preparation for the panel discussion we have with the dignitaries and experts here. So, any volunteers? Don't be shy. I know one first is always a little bit difficult to volunteer, but I want the feedback about what your, as I said, Christmas is in a few weeks, so what's on the wish list for what you want in Albania to happen for young people so they can prepare better for the later life. No arms? So if nobody volunteers, I'll just approach someone. It's much more...
So at first I wanted to say that the conference had been I'm so satisfied with the conference. And I wanted to say that we all have to react. Well, this is a good conference, but we have to react in that way, that we have learned something, and why don't we do this something that we learned? For example, we can start, like today or tomorrow, we have to start to care more about the environment, to be an example, be the example that you want to see the world. Because if we will start from, let's say, a little group, and we do that on media or on other ways, or we say this information in our groups, in our classes, in our schools, we will be a big group. So all we have to do is to be conscious about what is happening in our country. So we have to do a big difference. If we start to do little by little, we will be a big difference.
That's a very good statement. Thank you very much. But maybe if I may ask that, what is your expectation to the institutions, or to the adult world, so to speak, in order to provide the best fundament for your future? What do you want?
Oh, well, all I wanted to say is that recently times I'm seeing that also the governments, and they are all the time listening to our voices. And I'm so happy that the latest time the governments are hearing the voices of the young. So this means that after time they are going to be different, because we know that we are going to do the difference. We are youth, so I think that also we are seeing that all of the people are not. They are saying like, well, I wanted to study this because my parents want that. But all I want to say is that do something with your passions and with your motivation. Because if you do something that you love, you will succeed in the field that you love. But if you do something because you think that you are going to earn too much money, don't do that, because you are going to fail. So we love our environment, and we have to do the difference. Care about the environment, because environment is your home. If you don't care about your home, where are you going to live?
Again, that's your part. That's very, very adult opinion. Very good. But still, what is your expectation to the institutions that will train you and give you skills, quality, the curriculum, quality of the teachers, the facilities? Is that all? I have the impression everything is perfect.
If I had to have some requests to the government, I will have this request. For example, in the industries or in all big businesses, if they are doing something wrong, they have to become punished. Because most of our, let's say, the leaders in businesses, they are not caring about what is happening with the other people. They are just caving to raise their amount of money. So, if someone is going to do something wrong, you have to punish this. Because if he will be punished, he will react in a different way. And this is also the same as it's happening on the environment. Well, we had to be conscious before that our environment is being so harmful. If we had to react a lot of years ago, let's say, because we know that now let's say that the Arctic is smelling, so this is not a good thing. All we have to do is to react, to be conscious and to react. Because if you start reacting or if you start analyzing the positive and negatives, you will find your way.
Thank you very much. Well, I certainly don't want to punish anybody, but give them a chance to do better. And I'm still looking for answers and suggestions. What can we improve? And well, I don't exactly have a student there. lifelong learning.
So it's always. I really want to thank the girl over there because maybe tomorrow she'll be a really nice lawyer for enacting all economy. It's quite the same. They are familiar, you know, and I really appreciate what she said because maybe most of you doesn't know that, for example, Albania now, law in Albania, we have a very good law. Let's say corporate law. You know, the CEO in Albania, by law, must respect the environment and must take all his decisions according to environmental protection. So we have the right to do the law. Our law is one of the best shaped according to the German law. It's very nice. But it's up to you, it's up to us. It's up to us to respect and to advocate, to search for the law to be implemented and to be respected. I really appreciate her speech because it's very nice. Just she has all the energy now because I think that it's in the high school. But tomorrow I am very confident that she will be a very good professionalist. And really we need professionals. And we need these young people that will go tomorrow into the university and have not only a degree, but start a career. And I think that will be the point, that will be the thing that you should learn today. Not only to improve your skills, but to have even more than skills. So, to build a career. And that's the important thing. So, a career doesn't mean earning too much money, doesn't mean only earning money, but I really appreciate even one of the intervention during the day, which means Kikage, let's get to that point. And in my opinion, my modest opinion, I think that the future is bright. That's my point of view. The future is bright for that. Because they really want it. It's not true. We have to do something to improve our curriculum because, as I said, university has to do something. But seeing these young populace today, it's a very nice thing. But at least for our point of view as an institution. Thanks.
All right. Well, maybe the microphone can stay down there. Any more feedback? Yes. Would be very nice if you could say your first name or are you a student?
Yes, I'm a student. First of all, I want to say such a great event for the youth because I really think that it's going to be really, really helpful for all of us here to appreciate what all of these speakers told us and appreciate the fact that they came from other countries only to give us a very beautiful message that if we want to do the change, we can do the change. First of all, I want to thank all those who made this happen because I really think it should become a tradition now that every year events like this should happen here, not only in this city but all over Albania. What I need from the institutions and from the government in this case, I want them to prove not only to me but to all of us, to all of the youth, that they do believe what they say and they're going to do what they say that they're going to do. One of my wishes is that maybe next year this event can expand and be a bit larger. not only in spokespersons, but also in capacity of like public. Because I think more youth and more teenagers or students or those who are in high school and maybe even those who go in university should come and should follow like these great lessons. And why not maybe one day we can stand there and giving such great messages to the youth. And I want to take this chance and ask maybe to the mayor of my city, who I'm really proud of, because I know that he's doing great things about the city and he has like a very good spirit about the future. What is he going to do to prove us that he's going to make something for the future and for all the students and teenagers in my city? That's my request.
He has a few minutes to think about it and come up with a good answer and with commitments and just collect. I hope there's more feedback. We just collected. Please wait for, that's, we just collect the comments. What we have in mind is not only promises, but we want commitments from all. And it doesn't have to be 5 or 10 or 20 commitments. Maybe it's one commitment, but we want to monitor it. We need 2 or 3 or 4 volunteers from this audience who are on the monitoring committee and who 1 year from now will check if the promises, the commitments have been made. So keep in mind that question, and I hope that there's more feedback from the audience. Let's see. Don't be shy. Speak up. One opportunity. There.
First of all, I thank all the organizers. It was an excellent experience. Although I am a computer scientist with extensive experience, I was entertained a lot during this organization. Everything was a very nice presentation with excellent motivating capacities for the youth. But on the other hand, I would suggest for other conferences and other organizations like this, not to show everything like rainbows and unicorns, but also to demonstrate a lot the challenges that we are also to face during these fields. It is great, especially computer science is a great field of study where where there's place for anyone, but especially there's place for great minds, because there are so many challenging problems which are remaining unanswered and several optimizations need to be made. So great minds are always welcome in this aspect.
Thank you very much. Keep it for a second. Obviously you are not a student in the first semester, but
I'm experienced.
yes. So obviously you are already in the job. If you look back at your education and training, is there anything that you say, well, it would have been great if that and that opportunity would have been there, if that and that element in the educational process would have been different and better?
Well, certainly, especially for our field, the forthcoming years are always better than the previous years. So there are excellent opportunities for newer generations, and certainly from this point of view, I would say there are plenty of stuff to be improved in the previous years. But I wouldn't be fair telling that. So certainly at this moment I can tell many things that can be improved, but 10 years before I couldn't know these things.
Okay, so maybe
how the field goes right.
You name 2 or 3 as examples.
So regarding the methodology, regarding animations during the presentations, and using video presentations and not just basic classical strategies when explaining, and also specific tools. Today we have excellent software tools which weren't present, let's say, 10 years before. So there are several stuff which make the new generation much more lucky compared to the previous ones.
And that is the tech, state-of-the-art tech is available at the learning institutions.
Everything is 65 nowadays compared to, let's say, 15 or 10 years before.
All right, thank you very much. Good.
Today we discussed several things with regard to the expectation and possible improvements in the cooperation between the commercial companies, local institutions, and academia, and so on. What I, let's say, thing that is missing until now is that we heard a lot of now amazing presentations which were somehow globally. There were also participants from different countries which shared their views regarding topics like recently amazing digital marketing or the future and so on. But we in fact haven't identified the challenges here in Albania. We needed some clear data and to see what are the challenges that we have to face and how to fix the problems, how to involve the young generation to be part of it and to propose the solutions. Because it's one thing just to identify the problems and another thing to provide the solutions. So that's why we are here. And I see that somehow in this story, I see kind of disadvantage which is related with management. This cooperation here is really wonderful. So I didn't think that a commercial company could really organize conference like this. I've been in many conferences in many countries, but this is the first time that I see a conference here in Elbasan with such presentations or participation and so on. So, in my opinion, so it would be really good to have such a presentation to, let's say, to really discuss about the problems here and the possible solutions and the possible capabilities. And then we can measure so how capable we are, and how we can fix this problem, and what kind of support we need from the government or from the local institutions here, from the people, from the commercial companies. And it's not only just to complain about this and that, but if we work together, if we coordinate, if we have a better management, if we have better understanding between the institutions, so we can really achieve great things and move forward.
So you propagate more initiatives from the private sector to do this?
No, altogether, I see a lack of coordination between different institutions. So really, I see right from the university with central government, so if it is intensified, so if you really find this, let's say, better common language between us, then things will get better. So this is my opinion about that.
So how could that be? Do you have any idea what platforms could be created so this communication could take place?
So this is a very good example. So I think that this can be followed by the now on, because we can see that such collaboration can bring very good results. So I think everybody here is satisfied. So from the opinions here around, and this is one good example. You see, if we have such good understanding between factors, so we can really have some successful event. And why not for projects or for others or events like this? So, if I talk based on my personal experience, I've been in around more than 25 countries and in more than 80 universities, and I've seen that this is very strong good understanding, good cooperation between factors. Working together can overcome small problems and achieve success.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We have a very young man here.
No, the idea is that if you feel that all your curriculums or your lesson programs and all the teachers and all the things are okay, then we don't need to change. That's my opinion. But I heard Nicola from Serbia, for example, they recently announced that the voting will start on the third degree. So this is what we want. That is what we want to know. I mean, it's not all about what we have, but what to change. I mean, this is we will prepare for the future. Good words are good, but we have to change it.
Obviously not a student, but we work with students every day. So what I want to emphasize are two key elements. First of all, I want to thank you for bringing the event in Elbasan. Because mostly of the events organized in Albania are focused in Tirana, giving regional cities or regional institutions behind. So having Elbasan as a key city for the event is very important. For the involvement, not only for the institution, but also for every one of us. And I'm also speaking in the name of those students who couldn't participate here today. The second key element is the fact that the youth and young students and people who go at schools, different levels, they're very prepared. You are very lucky. Excellent English skills, excellent use of technology. So what you can do to rise these qualities that you already have is to better get informed and better get involved to make your voice heard by us, institutions. And I'm not talking today as Ada, but I'm talking today as a representative of University of Elbasan. That some of you probably are part of it, and some others of you want to be part of it, or some others don't want to be part of it. It's up at your hand. What we do is that we are very involved based on your wishes. Just tell us what you want. So this is the message I want to give to the youth today, and I think that this conference gave it to all the participants, but from our case, make your voice rise. Tell us what you want, okay? And that's the reason, and that's the way we can answer to your needs. Thank you.
That's actually exactly the question I suggested. Tell us what you want. Now's the opportunity.